from somewhere, like
Mm.
because these are all homosexual men. None of that hasn't crossed any of their minds. They're all just like, "Ooh, some more cock." You know, like not a single one of them was batted an eyelid.
When is there? In out?
The next one's April 8th, Bank Holiday Saturday.
If I can make it.
They're all very gay.
I would think so.
It is a mixed night, though. That's the thing. It's not like a, you know, markets to the gay community around here, but more the community around here, which is a gay community. But like, you know, even Josh was saying that there's quite a lot of his straight friends and female friends and stuff that wanted to go to his other. They don't want to go to the other thing he did. He does basically because it's like a bears night. They prefer ours, so he's doing another one of the bears nights tonight, and I'm not going for that.
It's Bears night. The bomb hole's tight.
Like, it's just not. It's not even a big. They cram it really fucking packed full of people. It's not a big enough venue to even just sort of be out the way, you know.
Yeah.
And I saw the guy that owns the pub earlier from saying like tonight Bears at the Bully. Come early because it's going to be Rams and it'll be wall to wall cock. That's literally what he said.
I'm just gonna go down the toilet. Sorry, man. Sit down. Oh. You on your bike today?
No, I had a rest day today.
Good.
I got up and had a really fat joint in the morning, like twice what I'd normally have, just thinking, like, knock myself out.
Smoking the herb.
Yeah.
Smoking the herb, man. I'm gonna get my sea monkey eggs tomorrow.
Have you got none already, or have you got one batch and then there's
No,
another batch?
I've actually got some. I've put them in the tank. But Laura's brother used to do sea monkeys, and he says you're best getting extra eggs. You get a better yield. You just have to do twice the food, obviously, when you get the sea monkey hatch. Food's really cheap, but it's just the algae. You can actually make your own.
Yeah, I was thinking that'd be the way to do it.
Yeah.
If you get there, though.
It's easy to make algae. It's actually alive as well. If you look at it under a microscope, it's little cells that jump about in the weird.
I had a friend when I was a kid that had a pet rat.
Yeah, I used to have rats. Great
Yeah.
pets.
Yeah, everyone says that. That's got them.
Best
I know
pet.
this. I know this bird who had one. She was one of my customers. She still is, I suppose, technically, which isn't probably in ages. She was honestly, when I first met her, I thought she was a lesbian, just because she was just, like really fit, but really like sort of like a rocker chick. I
Ace
was
at
like,
darts. You get it playing
hmm?
darts.
Nah, I remember she came downstairs and like stopped for a bit, and I could only see her ass and stuff, and I was just like, what? She was just a new customer, so I just thought she was a lesbian just because she had really colourful gaming tattoos all over her arms and stuff,
Yeah.
and turns out she wasn't, but she's just miserable. So fit, but like she's a vacuum woman, but she's like she hates men, but I don't think she really means it. But it's quite a lot.
Mm.
But she also hates babies. I was like, oh fuck you then. No, it's just a bit of a dick.
You hate babies.
No, not actually a bit of a dick as a person whatsoever. Not for thinking about it, but it's just like, well, fucking hell, you're miserable then, aren't you? Like if you hate babies, you literally just I fucking hate babies. Oh, all right, love. How can you hate baby? I can understand not wanting to have a baby.
Yeah,
It's a lot of
actually,
responsibility.
hating them.
Actually disliking it. She's like, yeah, up until the age of 5, I hate them. That's the best time.
Yeah, it's a bit. I mean, 2 to 4 is kind of nightmarish.
I get that, yeah.
A lot of complaining. Oh shit. A 3.
Yeah, they only sort of, from what I understand, they still remember like when they're a baby. It's just like they cry to get what they want to get help. When they can't do anything but cry. If they're hungry, they cry. If they're uncomfortable, they cry. If they're too hot,
It's the only way you can express it.
That's their expression. And obviously, like I've grown up babies all my life. I'm pretty good with them, but like under a certain age, they don't understand manipulating to cry. Like crying is a manipulation tool to get what they want. But toddlers, that's basically what they're doing. But they're not necessarily. But the only thing they've learned over their very short life is that they make this noise and do this.
Yeah.
And obviously, when they're bigger, they're a bit more destructive. And it's the first time they learn that they can do something and they want to do something. They don't know the consequences of bullshit. But that could be anything, like from eating anything that you leave lying around, and fucking getting a gun, for example. In America, I did see and I always sort of thought this would be like a standard, because Jim Jeffries does this routine about gun control, right? And part of the joke is, people who've got their guns in a safe. It's just like, well, if it's there to protect your family, like you're gonna have to get into the safe, kind of thing. But like they've made these like fast, quick release, like fingerprint reader boxes, so that people don't get there. Because I suppose if you're in the gun industry, you're going to make that device, aren't you?
Come on, LeBron. Fucking yes. Yay. I was a 6-year-old shot a teacher. The teacher survived, like. 6-year-old. Fucking crazy, like.
So at that age, though, they don't even know what death is, do they? So
yeah, just play Fortnite and things like that.
Yeah. Like, you can't... At what age do you start holding kids accountable?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the law knows, but it's not really the sort of thing I like to ponder.
It's horrible.
Yeah. We should be allowed to kick fuck out of teenagers, though. Proper kick them in.
And if you go to, like, Russia or that and you fuck around, they'll just kick fuck at you. It doesn't matter what age you are. You just get fucking battered if you're a dick.
Well, that is arguably what's needed, isn't it?
Yeah. You bit
Tell you what, the 60s and 70s in England did look like a good time to be alive. Just partly because of you had the sort of you still had civilization that was quite decent, but
Still
yeah,
be
it wasn't quite as.
the counterculture still was coming in, like hippies and the Beatles and that were around. A wee bit
And
of
all new
culture.
and yeah, just before that, I mean, you had world wars, and then like
Famine, plague and stuff.
yeah, and the century before, like mankind has actually only been a sweet deal for the last 100 years. If you think about it, like possibly not even that. Like it has been for certain countries that weren't in the world wars, but
Yes.
it's not been. It's not like it was sweet for ages, and then there was, and then it's got shit lately. That's what people forget when they complain about today's world. It's like it's been shit for most of history.
Yeah.
It's fucking great.
It's shit. It's still really shit. No, you know.
They just don't. It's so much better. Like you can't measure how much better. It's just. It's ridiculous. It's always an important thing just to be grateful for that sort of thing, because it's.
Why did you fucking pass that, you dick?
We had the pandemic, but my dad was a kid in the Blitz.
Yeah. Something crazy out.
The pandemic is probably the most significant thing that's happened in our lives, isn't it?
Yeah, I said that to Laura. It used to be 9/11, and it's the pandemic. It's the most thing I'll remember most. Like. Kind of crazy, yeah. I mean, it was fucking 3 years ago.
And even 9/11, like that was, you're right, that was the most significant thing.
But it didn't really affect us. I mean, really.
Yeah, only because there was nothing else happened. It was like a winner by default kind of thing.
Yeah.
If you're in America, it's a lot more, as you'd imagine, it's a lot more heartfelt to Americans. And like one of Eminem's raps, he talks about that feeling of when, because his record label's in New York, and that feeling of when the first plane hit, they were like, "Fuck, a plane's crashed into one of the towers." But they didn't know what it was, what was going on.
Accident,
when the second plane hit the other tower, it was like, right, we're under attack.
It's the fact that it could happen to what we all thought was the safest country in the world, kind of best country, the ones that aliens go to visit. Probably the most famous city in the world, I would say. It is most famous, probably more than London.
Oh yeah, no, it's arguably the greatest city in the world. It does look. I'd love to see it one day in my life. I really do want to go to America, and I would happily travel the whole length of the country just to see. Because I'd want to experience Middle America, Midwest, and stuff like that, and the southern states just while I'm there.
Deep South and the food
see what it's really like. Yeah, I really want to go to like a proper fucking. Just like go to Texas and be like, cab driver, take me to the best fucking barbecue grill house you've got.
Heart attack grills and stuff.
Yeah, just
Man v food challenges.
Yeah, just really fucking spend money and
Deep South for the ribs and the shrimp and all that will be good.
Because I'll know a couple of bartenders in Vegas as well. Like we don't, even in the flair bartending world, we didn't, after sort of 2005 and 6, we didn't have a lot of dealings with the Americans because it was quite a lot of money for them to travel over and stuff. If they weren't already in Europe. South Americans are a bit different because they might already be in Europe.
Yeah.
But it was only a couple of years that the Americans travelled over for competitions and stuff because I get it, it's £1,000 or $1,000. But to them, I worked at Roadhouse. Basically, it's important. Like, they still know it. And Zeros, exactly.
Yeah.
One of the best flair bars there was.
Who's the most famous flair bartender? Is there one that's like the Gordon Ramsay of bartending?
Do you know what? I mean, for years, some people have tried to break into that category because it's always been like, well, they're celebrity chefs. Why not celebrity bartenders? I think the key difference being that cooking's a lot more relatable because everyone does it, even on a shit level.
Yeah.
But with the rise of
yes.
Instagram and stuff, like if you measured it by that, then there's probably some contenders. But to me, there's a few people. Yeah, like to anyone who is a flair bartender, yeah, there's like the most famous ones of all time, like Nicholas and John, Christian Delpesh, Tom Dyer. But no one else knows who they are. You know?
Yeah, it's famous to you, yeah.
Yeah. Like in our world, like I've been out with Tom before, and people have asked for his autograph and shit. And I remember when I first met Tom to an extent, and then but more so Neil Garner, this other guy who retired just as I started, but he was a legend and sort of the one I really looked up to. Like, you know, so one of the reasons I got into it when I heard about his life, someone was just like. Someone that was talking about him because he worked for this events company. The woman that owned the company was like, "Yeah, he's travelled to like 100 countries, worked in about 60. Like, he's done this, and this." And I was just like, "That's what I want to do."
Yeah.
But when I met him, I was a bit like, I was only a little kid, relative terms, I was 19, and yeah.
Is Henry J. Beams a chain or is it a independent?
I haven't had that name in
Heard
fucking
it.
ages.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Yeah.
probably the only cocktail bar I've ever been to.
Well, funnily enough, there was one in Covent Garden. I think there was one down here at one point, but yeah, it's one of them chains that shrunk, and I just thought it actually vanished.
Well, the one in Edinburgh I went to is closed. Like, closed for years.
Oh, right, yeah, there probably is. What happens with these chains, right, is they get so big. They might start off good when they're one site, and they get so big that they dilute their brands. But they get cheaper produce for the buying because of the sheer buying power they got. But if then they start to drop significantly, what happened was I used to work for this company that they had like 28 nightclubs, but only 3 of them were making money, which is Brighton, Cardiff, and Kingston, and then 25 of them were like losing money. And when they had to sell off some of their assets, you'd think they would sell off the ones that were losing money, but they couldn't because they were worth fuck all. Whereas the ones that were making money were worth a lot of money, so it just was finally inevitable. But yeah, places like Henry J's, once they start to go down, they won't get the same buying power anymore, so that their prices don't work anymore, and like then it becomes not value for money because the product's not as good as it used to be, and it's just a bit of a knock-on effect. But yeah, I thought they were dead and buried.
I think they probably are, like, for if you've not heard of one, like, and then if you've not eaten one, well, because that was the one it was the only one I ever went to in Edinburgh, cocktail bar. Remember it being really packed. It was like obviously expensive, a really nice cocktail. It's probably the same as all cocktail bars. It's in the centre of the place, and everybody just sort of around it. It's quite cool. Circular bar. They're all young, hot and handsome people that were working there.
That's kind of a bit of a dying type of bar, to be honest, an island bar, but they're wicked. Like proper good old school bars. Like a lot of the TGI Fridays are like that. The ones in Zante are all like that because they sort of come from that 80s cocktail era that their inspiration is anyway. But Roadhouse is also like that.
It's not kind of inconvenient for stock and stuff for the staff getting in and about.
Exactly, yeah.
You can in the front of the crowd.
Yeah, basically you don't have that's the downside to it. You don't have a back of house to it. Just like go straight on. So like all the barbacks had to constantly be carrying crates of beer onto the through the dance floor. And the way we had it though in Roadhouse, for example, like each side of the bar had because like an oblong, so each of the long parts of the bar. In the middle of the 2 stations, they had a glass washer and like a glass wash station. So it was like the floor staff's job to drop off the glasses to the bar, and the bar backs would just be cleaning it from there. So they never had to carry glassware and stuff or like polycarbonates through the dance floor. But like ice and beer, yeah, and any stock.
Island bar.
Yeah, that's what they're called. They're good because they're for sort of all-round atmosphere, but They take up quite a lot of space as well. When you know you really want to. It depends on the kind of bar. It works for some bars. Like Roadhouse is a show bar, and so is Sandy bars. And...
What is the term Roadhouse? Where did it come from? Always got the film Roadhouse. Is it a famous bar?
I just think that's in the film the bar was the bar that they had was called Roadhouse.
Is that what they call pubs, roadhouses?
No, I don't think so at all. I think it was just that's what they called that place because maybe it was just like an open house, like a publican's open house on the side of a road, like a service station kind of location in America. I don't know. Because that film was just about the bouncer and the girl, wasn't it? You know, and
This is a ridiculous film. There's a bit when he totally tears out somebody's throat. Patrick Swayze totally grabs a guy by your throat and poos at his larynx, whatever it is. Fucking awesome. That's a bit rough, isn't it, though? Brutal, heavy-handed.
Yeah, it's pretty mad. But I think Roadhouse in London just ended up calling itself that, and other places have tried to copy the Roadhouse, but honestly, there was a proper like $60,000-$70,000 Harley Davidson in the middle of the bar, the Island Bar. That bar was basically built around that. All the bottles just went around it and like lit up. Fucking all the bottles shining off it. And
smart.
Fucking brilliant. Yeah, we had our trophies all over the top and stuff like that as bar teams. We won trophies and you know.
Fucking how we doing, you stupid idiot. Hi, you fucking idiots. Yay.
Did you watch that cartoon? I sent you.
Don't think I did, man. Don't mind the cartoon.
It was on a YouTube, yeah. So Michael's little brothers, like we also grew up with Dean and BJ, or BJ's Barry, but just growing up we know him as Barry. It's BJ Barry Jr. But
Beach.
yeah, I know. They're all pretty dumb, but Dean actually went to normal schools and he's quite creative. And I didn't know he was into his animation. I knew he liked that sort of thing in general, like films and that. But he just sent me this thing, and like basically he's been making them for a little while. He's learned how to animate, and like, he's got a tablet he can draw on, and he's learned how to animate a little bit. And he's just when Barry sends him voice notes and stuff, he just rips the sound and just makes a little like 1 minute story out of whatever Barry's telling him about. Barry's actually got quite bad learning difficulties. Like he went to a proper special school. Like there's you know, but he's a nice fella.
Handlebars on the walls and stuff. Railings everywhere.
The government paid for him to get a taxi to and from school every day because it was in such a remote place. Like, we're talking like 65, 70 students, and there's one in the county. Like, but Barry's doing quite well for himself because he's just a reliable guy. You know, like he works jobs where he turns up every day and he's likable. And he can take a joke. Like he's a little bit cross-eyed as well. He just looks like a proper wombat.
Yeah, this guy's
I hate to say that, but
wrong on that. This guy has a lot of problems.
Yeah, but that's the thing is because he grew up around like loads of brothers in a really piss-taking atmosphere. He's just got really thick skin and he give it straight back to you. Like he's not bothered. Like, he's a big fat guy as well. But he does security and stuff. Turns out he's a really good swimmer, so he's been a lifeguard for quite a while. He can swim like a fish. But he's not so stupid where you feel like proper bad taking a piss out of him, put it that way.
Yeah.
He's grown up to be an intelligent enough person. He looks after himself. Like he's got his own flat, you know. He's never. Yeah, he doesn't live with his parents or anything like that. He's not like
Yeah.
Like, a
Takes
basement
care of
dweller.
himself.
Yeah. He's always got his own work as well. He doesn't rely on anyone else. He's making his own way in life, so he's always got
Fucking
something
hell.
for him. But Dean gets his voices. He just makes his little animations, and they're so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Because if you knew Barry's personality as well, Barry's always like black girls, right? For example, and I'll play you the one about the black girls. It's not racist or anything. It's just the
Mm.
subject is race. Where is it?
Have a laugh anymore when it comes to the internet. You can't have a joke or a laugh, or you'll just get fucked. Like, you'll get, like, do you know what I mean? Like, I was playing a game called Valorant, and I was in the game talking to my team, and there was 2 black women in there, and I was like, oh yeah, I like my black women. I've got myself a girlfriend. She's black. I'm really into my black women, and literally after that game, I got banned for 4 years and 6 months. I had to make a whole new account, and since then I was like, fuck that game. I got banned for saying I like black women. You just can't have a laugh anymore when it comes.
There's one where he's having a shit as well, and like the animation, he's just like he's just sitting on the toilet. He's got another one where he's just because Barry's really hairy as well, and he's got one of them. He's just sitting there in his like little wife hunts. He's got his gaming headset on. He's got like hairy back, hairy chest, big hairy beard, and like he's just sitting on the sofa with one bollock hanging out.
Oh, nice.
It's proper funny.
Mm.
I was like, Dean, this is amazing. Like, I actually want to sort of. Because I think I've been told I've got the voice for voice acting. It's something I should pursue. Should develop rather.
I can see that. I could
And as much
hear
as
that and see that.
and as much as obviously the acting stuff is also what I want to do, I think of the possibilities when I can do animation. Because with acting, I've got to feasibly pull off the scene I'm trying to depict. But if you got animation, you can just draw a fucking UFO coming down, can't you? If you want to.
Yeah.
And Dean's just taught himself it. So I'm just like, fuck, maybe I could get into this myself and like make things like he's made. Or I'd do it with him, but I'll happily do it with him. It's just a case of I don't want to rely on anyone else.
Yeah.
The thing with this Alan, I'm really grateful for what he's done and everything like that, but I can see it's just started to become a bit of a, but not burden for him, but I think he's travelled all the way over here 3 times now. He's edited 3 separate occasions. You know what I mean? It is quite a lot of been asking of him. I have got to pay him if I make any money out of this. It's not like he's just helped me the once and it's taken him half an hour. Got a lot into it. Partly because he takes so fucking long to do anything, but I would rather work with a guy like that really than one that was cowboy.
Nice. Yeah. Editing's a horrible job, man. It's kind of boring as fuck. It's quite tedious and frustrating. When you like to do editing.
Yeah, I mean, I actually quite like it, but it is tedious, I must admit. But the people that really like it, it's like writing music and stuff. There's people that just see it like that. It's just like really creative for them.
Oh, yeah, that's what you like doing, I suppose. Yeah.
Things like music videos are a lot more interesting to do, for example, because there was a lot more short shots. It's a lot more punchy and vibrant, and you do a lot more fancy. You get to do a lot more fancy stuff. Actually, I thought I'd be smart when I was doing film studies at college, and we had to like analyze the opening sequence to any movie of our choice, including all the shots and the kind of shots they used. And I thought I would give myself a fucking something really interesting to do it about. And I did the opening sequence of Snatch. At Diamond Heist, there's so many fucking cuts and shots in that are like 0.3 seconds. That wasn't what it was about. I just ended up giving myself loads of more work for no real reason. But you learn from it.
Yes. Back in the game. Come on, guys. Let's fucking do it. Yeah, I'll need to watch Snatch again when you were talking about it. I really haven't seen it since it came out. How long ago it was.
It's very good.
Yes. Come on, you fucking bastard. You fucking bastard. Oh, fuck you. No, no. Piss off. Where he is? Oh, fuck. How are they beating me?
Barry sent me this one that I forwarded to Dean, but he hasn't made it into animation yet. But this is the voice note he's got to work with.
You know, Steve, you bring back memories, man. I actually remembered that song. I really do. But yeah, man, I've been doing doorway now for 3 years. I've seen some shit, and I've dealt with some shit. And literally about a month ago, I had to deal with fucking 4 people starting a fight with me because I wouldn't let them in because they were fucking drunk and high. So I said, "No, guys, I'm not letting you in." And I had to fight with them. Proper little punch up. But the one thing I will say, even though, right, I was outnumbered, I stood my fucking ground and I was doing punches. They were punching me, I was punching them. I stood my fucking ground and I take that with pride. But yeah, man, I deal with so much shit, fucking twats, but I'm used to it, I really am. But yeah, man, it's been cool talking to you again, man. So yeah, make sure you keep messaging us and that, alright? Because it'd be nice to catch up.
You can hear it in his voice, can't you, that he's a div? But honestly, you'd love him. Like Barry's just when you see it's Barry,
BJ.
Yeah, growing up, since he was always he's so loud. Apparently, his mum and dad couldn't understand him until he was 7 or 8. Like they had to get his brothers to translate because they spent all the time with him. But his voice was so unclear. He was just rambling
Tasmanian Devil.
Yeah, that's what I used to call him, the Tasmanian Devil. He'd just be sitting there playing Xbox. He only smoked fags. He never really took drugs at all. Mm-hmm. And it became a thing where I just used to go and fuck with him in his bedroom. It started off where we'd just go in there and sort of mess about with him for 20 seconds. But I got to the point where we'd do a tissue attack. So sometimes they'd all come with me as well. Sometimes it was just me, and we'd get loads of wet tissue and just all walk in there and just blast it on his walls and that. You could hear him going, "Fuck off, fuck off." And when he was out, I would go in there and I'd get all his Xbox games and DVDs and just put them in different cases and stuff. And yeah, cool. And turn the labels upside down and stuff like that. He took it all. This is the thing. It wasn't like we were pushing him around. You know, he was a laugh. You know, that family was just like that. That was just how we grew up, and everyone disrespected him for it. Mm. But I remember one year going over there for Christmas, and I didn't know that until afterwards. I stayed over for 4 nights. Apparently, the whole time I was there, Dean, whenever he left his room, he locked his door from the inside and climbed down the drain pipe so that I wouldn't know he was out, because he didn't want to leave his room unattended, subject to attack from me. And that's the art of fighting without fighting, that, isn't it? I didn't even make any threats whatsoever. But it turns out the 4 days I was there, whenever we wanted to leave his bedroom or leave a house, I leave it unguarded. He'd climb down the drain pipes. That made me happy. Jeff, he's a wrong, and he's got 2 kids now, and he's a flat earther. He's such a scumbag, honestly. They're proper fucking roasters, these lot. I'm telling you. Dean's actually not. Dean looks normal. Dean's relatively... No, they're not roasters. They're just council estate, you know. They're not toothless.
Subhuman scum.
Yeah, they're not quite they're not subhuman. They're just
upper
they're upper class council estate. No, not they're not even that. They're just a fucking loud family, like, and you know, all just very excitable boys and stuff like that. Just stand out. Like, every house they've lived in, they're just like really loud neighbours and stuff.
Yeah.
But they're not like, don't bring any trouble with it.
Mm.
I remember actually there was these. There's the next door neighbour to one of Mike's houses. They used to really bully BJ, because he was a bit of a Down syndrome type of kid, basically. But they were really. It wasn't a friendly thing. They were just like right cunts to him. We had the town next to us, Lancing, was like loads of gypsies and stuff like that. And we knew Rick that moved over there, and he just sort of set himself up as like the drug dealer and like hung around with all the really hard like kids that are up for a ruck and stuff like that. I remember this one day they got wind of it, and literally about 30 of them just went round and knocked on this guy's house or this kid's house. It's like, right, from now on you're gonna fucking leave him alone. Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
We're allowed to wind BJ up, but there's no picking on him.
No.
He's like 33, 34 now, I think he must be, but maybe not that, 32. But I still send him random messages sometimes, just video chatting for no reason, just because it's Barry. It just annoys him a little bit. It's quite mad how outgoing and confident the guy is, actually, when I think about it, for how much of a div he is. You know, it just sort of makes up for it. It's what lets him. It's what means he's swimming in life. You know, he's staying afloat, kind of thing. Yeah. He's just got like a magnetism to him.
How do Fitbit watches tell you your blood pressure? I've always wanted to know. How do they know? What's the technology? What are they reading?
I've got no idea. I've always been a bit sceptical of them.
Yeah. I've got a fakey jakey one here. I can't get it to sync to my phone because the app's been removed from the store. So you can't even change the fucking time on it. Done 3,000 steps, but I've done more than that twice, 3 times, which is 2 kilometres. It's quite cool actually. Kind of nice to wear, but I don't trust it. Like firing lasers onto my skin. Do you know what kind of makes me go, what? I've got mates who like do Nike running apps, and they put up their running tracks on Facebook. So people see where they live, what time they go out running, where they run. It's just total shady as fuck. Yeah.
I was surprised Fitbits hadn't been targeted by a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, that's true. I've got like a few lassie pals who use it, and it's like, oh, I was out for my run this morning, this is my house, this is where I go out for a run at 4 o'clock in the morning. So, what are you fucking doing? Don't tell people that. Don't tell people like me that. I'm a nutter.
And when women go jogging, they tie their hair in a ponytail, and that's the one thing you don't want to do for a rapist, apparently, because it controls them.
Christ.
It's like a handle. It's one of the sort of
It's not funny or half. Just a handle. It's fucking hell.
It's one of the
handle
anti-rape tips that women like just know as common sense.
Make yourself look total Raj. Shave your head. That's what I would be doing. Nah, it's fucking horrible. Yeah, people have to do that. Like folk have to actually do that. Yeah, it's not right. Like.
Sure, but do you know what? It's not like I don't agree with the whole. I know that when they moan about they shouldn't have to. it's like you could
Come
say that,
fuck.
you know, not you should say it with a lot of things. Like I should be allowed to, if I had £2 million, I should be allowed to walk around with it at night, in theory. But
You should be.
it's a massive extreme example. I'm not saying that's not relatable, but
I don't know about the ponytail thing, like, it's grim, oh fuck.
yeah, and there's just a few little tips that they know that we don't really as well. I'm sort of glad I've read them, like, because I didn't really sort of, you know, when you accidentally startle someone, you know, I didn't really think about it before, but it's good to know, really, isn't it? If I'm walking up to, if it's night time and I'm walking towards a woman in the dark, I'll take my hoodie down.
Yeah, I do that if I'm like walking like old people. I'll not like I'll walk kind of slower and I know kind of aggressive looking. Almost try not to. I've got a pal. She was at the pub one time and she was wearing this ring that was like a total, like a sharp spikes at the end of it. And I was like, what the fuck's that? She was like, oh, it was on a Tinder date. I was like, fucking hell, you have to fucking been up here, aye, just in case. Fuck. He's a fucked it, you bastard. He's a fucked it.
Gangs do use those, like, people use Grindr to rob people.
Yeah, I heard that, like, it's horrific. He's a fucked it. Come on, what you fucking
Some horny bloke that's just letting them into their house, basically.
Oh, we fucked it. We have fucked this. 100. Right, come on. Let's do it.
Back in a second, what commands?
Oh, shit. No. Fucking hell. Get the James. 3. No. Oh, fucking hell. Fuck that. Come on. Fuck off. Fuck. Fuck this game. Right, your last minute. Yeah, it's not happening. What you doing? If you, oh, I was going to tell you actually, they've actually made a Sea Monkeys game for Nintendo DS.
Of course they have.
Sea Monkeys game. It's like kind of like The Sims. You control a colony of sea monkeys. You sort of feed them, play with them and stuff. But they're actually animated based on the drawings, not the real life anatomy. It's just drawings of like sort of humanoid aquarium type creatures with arms and legs, as opposed to the real monkeys. Sea Monkeys isn't actually their name, by the way. It's actually a brand.
Yeah, I was sort of thinking something of it. There's
Aqua
nothing about them that says
Dragons.
monkey.
There's actually two competing brands, believe it or not. Sea Monkeys and Aqua Dragons. Aqua Dragons are like the Pepsi of the Sea Monkey world. Lost the game. Fuck.